So running for president is hard. Every word is dissected. Candidates are hit with questions of every variety, day after day, and sometimes, well, they kind of blow it. Not because of a misinterpreted response, but because they simply gave a really bad answer. Take, for example, Governor Martin O'Malley's misfire at last week's Netroots Nation conference. When a candidate steps in it that badly, the best move is to do exactly what O'Malley did. Move on, apologize, and at least try to move on. But then another former governor turned presidential hopeful weighed in, and he said that apology wasn't necessary. Which is why I'm sending a letter this week to that candidate, former Florida Governor Jeb Bush. Dear Governor Bush, it's me, Janet Mock. Let's start with what you actually said.
We're so uptight and so politically correct now. You apologize for saying lives matter. Life is precious. It's a gift from God. I frankly think that it's one of the most important values that we have. I know in the political context, it's a slogan, I guess, and should he have apologized? No. If he believes that white lives matter, which I hope he does, then he shouldn't apologize to a group that seemed to disagree with it.
Governor, if anyone is clear about what a slogan actually looks like, it's you. After all, the slogan on your campaign posters, Just Jeb, is clearly meant to distract from the, let's call it, complicated associations with your last name. So you should know when you see and hear Black Lives Matter that it is not a slogan. Black lives, because Black Lives Matter, is not asking. By putting their bodies directly in the line of fire, they left no choice but for the nation to confront and respond to the injustice of Jim Crow. More recently, we acknowledge that when the fault lies with a single racist gunman instead of a system of racist institutions, Black death matters. It took the murders of 9 African Americans praying in their church to finally make the state of South Carolina recognize the folly of flying a single traitorous flag. And as popular artistic appropriators make clear, we understand that Black culture matters. But Governor, our historic and ongoing inability as a nation to recognize the inherent value and humanity of Black bodies contradicts what you said about our nation's values. Because the truth is, in the United States, all life is not treated as precious. If anything, Black life has been largely regarded disposable, which makes a distinct declaration that Black Lives Matter a radical act that calls for radical action. Action that must dismantle a criminal justice system that leads to the over-incarceration of Black bodies at the rate of 6 times that of white bodies. Action that must reckon with a system of economic injustice that has left a legacy of a Black unemployment rate more than double the rate of white unemployment, and with a history of housing discrimination that has contributed to a persistent gap in wealth between white and Black households. Action that would see not another precious life added to a list that already includes Rekia Boyd, Maya Hall, Michael Brown, Eric Garner, Freddie Gray, Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland, and so many more. Governor, to openly proclaim that Black Lives Matter, to boldly embrace and center Blackness, is to make a statement of defiance in the face of all of these injustices. And for you to dismiss it signals your privilege, something you know a bit about.
In this country of ours, the most improbable things can happen as well. Take that from a guy who met his first president on the day he was born, and his second on the day he was brought home from the hospital.
Indeed, Governor Bush, an improbable thing has happened. Because after a very public reminder from the movement for racial justice, your Democratic opponents realize that not only does Black life matter, but that it will also be an unavoidable issue in the 2016 election. So you may want to get ready, because the movement is going to want to hear what your campaign truly stands for. And I really don't think that Just Jeb is going to cut it. Sincerely, Janet Mock.